Tell me if you've heard from Fox News, Congressman.
Well, we hope obviously to hear from them soon. I think this is just more information. And quite frankly, we have so many more questions now about what the hell is going on with this Epstein case. There is now no question that Donald Trump is hiding something, that his attorney general is covering for him, that the FBI is in turmoil about what to do. And now we're going back and discovering more information that Fox News may have also been somehow involved in the messaging around Epstein. And clearly we know that at the same time that his comments are being edited by Fox and Friends as they're being aired one day to another, his campaign is that they're promoting the edited version. And Nicolle, let's not forget that Donald Trump settled with Paramount for, I think, $16 million because he was upset about an interview with Kamala Harris that was edited. There is more information coming out every day about what is turning out to be a huge scandal and cover-up, and we're going to ask the tough questions of Fox and demand that we get these answers. And also, we need, of course, these files declassified and released immediately.
We don't need any more proof. We had dozens of women testify under oath about what happened to them. That should be enough in this country, but it's not. They're waiting for some orange felon, a white man, to release some sort of list as proof, and then you're going to believe them? How about we just read the testimony? There's a whole lot of proof there involving the current occupant of the White House.
Right. Convicted by his DOJ.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ron Filipowski said for Trump to go to these extremes to cover up the Epstein files, including attacking his supporters and hanging his AG and FBI director completely out to dry, the evidence against him must be incredibly incriminating. There is no other explanation that makes sense. I mean, this is apparently the thing he's going to burn it all down over, Dana.
I hope so. I mean, like I said, and I put a video of it online. The difference between us and them is that we don't care who's on that list.
Thank you.
We don't care if they're Democrats or Republicans. I want everyone who was involved in sex trafficking little girls to rot in prison for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Again, both sides don't do it. Both sides aren't the same.
100%.
Joe Walsh, it's interesting. He said, because I come from MAGA, I engage with MAGA every day. I have for years. The one word I would use to describe MAGA right now is confused. I've seen this before with MAGA, but never to this degree. They are very, very confused right now. I mean, imagine this conspiracy theory. Again, they've been pushing this for years.
Yeah,
Trump has.
Absolutely.
Which, I don't know, I'm curious your take. I know you're not a psychologist, but why?
But I play one on TV.
I just assume because he's gotten away with everything his whole life, he just figured, he'll do it again with this because he knows he's in there, right?
100%. There's a couple of things. Every time he's asked about, would you release the Kennedy files? Yes. Would you release the, Bigfoot files? Absolutely. Would you release the Epstein files? Yeah. Well, I mean, we have to be careful. That right there is such a tell. The thing that I don't understand why other people aren't talking about, Melania is standing next to him in so many photos at Epstein parties. Yeah. She knows exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
That also bothers me.
Yeah.
A lot.
And firing James Comey's daughter, who happened to be the Epstein and Maxwell prosecutor. Wow, that's really thrown us off the scent.
But he is putting cane sugar back in Coca-Cola. So
yes.
Let's change the subject.
Oh, by the way, yes, Doug says Trump telling Coke to use real sugar again hurts farmers more because Coke uses corn syrup and sugarcane is not cost effective to grow in the U.S. without heavy government subsidies. But also Trump would like to rename Mexican Coke Coke of America because he's in the Epstein files. Okay.
Oh my God, there's nothing better than a Mexican Coke. And you know what? If we're going to put something back in Coca-Cola, let's do cocaine. If we're going to put something back in the original recipe, let it be cocaine.
Or you could look for the kosher Coke with the yellow caps on the 2-liter bottles. Those are also made with cane sugar.
I did not know that.
That's right. Yes.
This one, this post, Dana, in just the last 24 hours, Trump has claimed Obama wrote the Epstein files. His uncle taught the Unabomber. Biden appointed Powell as Fed chair. Not one mainstream media outlet has asked a single question about his cognitive state. Why the cover-up? If Biden had done this, there would be mass outrage.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
Not
just
to
24
mention
hours.
the makeup. I mean, he's got more makeup on his hand than any drag queen I've ever seen has on their face. The cover-up of the bruises. And also, he still can't match that color. I mean, if you're going to put makeup on your hand, try and match the foundation color to the rest of your orange skin. I just don't understand.
So Trump, at least of today, went to bat for Pam Bondi, saying she's doing a terrific job. Here's what I think speaking of the word tell, we keep talking about him being the worst poker player ever, but Trump said he's in favor of releasing, quote unquote, credible documents related to the Epstein case. I mean, Chris and I are speculating, Dana, that the only thing you can think of, because you wouldn't put anything past him, is he will force her to take him out of... Right?
100%. Absolutely.
To release them. But which she's going to go to jail for if she does someday. Yeah. But so here we are.
Yeah. You know, my dear friend Alexandra Billings had a post on Instagram talking about, there may not be a list, and let me get through this, it's a little bit long, but let's say you owned a store and you had specialty products in that store and you knew that John Smith came in for that specialty project. You would tell someone, hey, write this down. John Smith likes the caviar from Italy.
Right.
And so he would put it in a file. That exists somewhere. Epstein absolutely kept some sort of a database of who, where, and what their preferences are.
Sure.
And that exists.
Of course.
And Trump's all over them.
Yeah, of course it does. So, he said, I really think she's done very good. Ugh, grammar.
Yeah.
She says, I gave you all the credible information, and if she finds more credible information, she'll give that too. What more can she do than that? I mean, what more can she do? So just the fact that he keeps using credible and then using the word hoax, meaning the part of the Epstein files that he's in is a hoax,
right?
Written by Hillary, who had nothing to do with anything. But then the other part,
we all know if he was not in this list or in these files, he would print them on T-shirts and sell them at his rallies. I mean, we know this. If exonerated him in any way, it would have already happened.
Yeah,
and I know, and I think it was. The candidate in New York,
Mamdani.
Thank you. Mamdani said basically, if releasing this list collapses our current government, then our current government needs to be collapsed.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Let's start over. Let's get all these horrible people out of public office.
So it's interesting in terms of how everybody's handling this. A Newsmax host said Epstein is nowhere to be found on Fox. He said, you may have noticed the Epstein story is almost nowhere to be found on Fox News in the last couple of days after months of very consistent coverage. So it's pretty obvious a lot of people don't really know what to do with this. There's a lot of people that are very scared because it's clear the White House doesn't want this to be a subject, but Trump's base, his supporters and his base care about it. And so there was a bit of a conflict there. A lot of hosts are terrified of what to say and how to say it because they don't want to lose their audience and they don't want to piss off the White House at the same time. He said Laura Ingraham, who's on at the same time as me, thinks he talked quite a bit about Epstein this weekend at the Turning Point event, and then last night on her show basically went dark on the subject, mentioning it only with disdain for about 2 seconds. That was it. And there was a little bit on Bret Baier's show. Otherwise, it was completely blacked out on the network. That came from somewhere, obviously. There's a pressure point, and it was hit. I mean... confused is a good word that Joe Walsh uses, right? Because a lot of these, right-wing, what do you call them, podcasters, influencers, Alex Jones, even Joe Rogan are, saying, screw you, we're going to keep talking. Even Charlie Kirk flip-flopped, right? Fox News obviously is terrified and in the middle of this and not sure what to do, right?
Well, because they built this on a conspiracy that it was all full of Democratic names, that they were all full of Democrats and elites and Hollywood elites. And so they're like, we want the list, we want the list. And all of a sudden the list doesn't exist. They're like, wait, if it is all the Hollywood elites and all the Democrats, why wouldn't you want them punished?
Yeah.
And so, of course, they're confused.
God, and I don't know what we do. I don't know how we prove this, Dana. But I can't imagine that this, Chris and I were saying, could happen. But it seems like that's the next step. The pressure is going to build to such a point where they're going to have to release something, and Trump will order them to take him out of it. Right? Yeah. Right. I mean, this is like the Nixon erasing the tape or whatever point of this, isn't it?
But there is some proof somewhere. There is an original document somewhere that someone has seen and hopefully, God willing, has made photocopies of.
Yeah.
Right.
So there is going to be a point where It has to.
Like everything with Trump.
Something has to take this guy down.
Like everything with Trump, Dana, that would be the other crime on top of the crime. That would be the how many counts of obstruction are in the Mueller report?
Right.
He's committed obstruction of justice 11 billion times already. I mean,
yeah,
so...
and absolutely, all these people will fall on the sword. Pam Bondi would probably let herself go to prison for him before throwing him under the bus.
Yeah. Dan Goldman, who is a liar. He is a lawyer.
What's going on with the Epstein files? Donald Trump promised to release them. Pam Bondi said she had the files on her desk and that she was going to release them in the name of transparency. Kash Patel has spent years railing against the FBI to release the files. Many of my Republican colleagues were banging on the table to release the Epstein files. But now, all of a sudden, after a months-long review, Bondi and Patel say nothing to see here, no evidence that any American would want to see about accomplices, co-conspirators, or other people involved.
This is just, haven't we said this about how many Trump scandals? It's dumb Watergate. I mean, so they edited the quote-unquote suicide tape with what, like a machete?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a razor blade and...
Thought they,
Sponsored
could get away with that.
Right.
Then they're like, I know, we'll fire the prosecutor. That won't raise any more. I mean, it's just... And then Trump yesterday says he's going to appoint... Didn't he say appoint a special prosecutor to prosecute the Democrats who perpetrated this Epstein hoax? You're like... Huh?
This all happened while he was president. Epstein was arrested during Trump's first term, wasn't he?
Right. Yes. And he passed away during Trump's second term. He was indicted and put in prison the second time. None of it makes sense. You're just like, oh my God, did he think just saying the name Hillary makes people go, oh yeah?
Yes, his base. Yes.
Not this time though. Not this time.
Yeah. Okay. One more, Dan Goldman, and we'll break.
Yesterday, the Republicans voted against releasing the files. So what's changed? Well, we all know Donald Trump has had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. He flew on his plane, he hung out at parties, spoke highly of him. And now there are many people saying that Donald Trump is included in the Epstein files. In fact, there are reporters who say that there are videos of him with topless women. Elon Musk even confirmed that Trump is blocking the release of these files because he's in them.
Yeah, Elon Musk was back at it, by the way, just about the tape and Bondi and whatever. So, yeah.
It is nice to see him being chatty about this because I thought that whole breakup was just a big public farce. He got what he needed. He got know, all of our data. He got what he needed from Doge. And then he was just going to move on quietly. And the fact that he's still chatting and a little chattery behind there about the files, I'm like, okay, well, maybe this wasn't all set up so we would just be distracted and look the other way.
Yeah. Is there an amount of ketamine that would make him chatty about the 2024 election?
I sure hope so. I would be more than happy to sponsor it.
Is there something in the K-hole where everything comes out? Okay. Well, this is all too familiar to me, right? You wake up with a scratchy throat, congestion, maybe a runny nose or a cough. You know your body. You know you're getting sick. So your choices are you tough it out, you get sick, take time off from work, hope the doctor can see you this month, right? Wait 2 hours at urgent care, sit in a room full of other sick people, or you can open your medical emergency kit just like mine. I just match my symptoms to the doctor recommended prescription, start on the right meds, and I nip it in the bud right now. This is not a first aid kit. It comes with doctor-prescribed meds to treat dozens of common and serious medical issues, strong antibiotics for infections of all types, strep throat, pneumonia, UTIs, bronchitis, and a lot more. Plus, a doctor's easy guide so you know exactly what to take and when. No waiting to see the doctor, no waiting at the pharmacy. All my meds are right here in my kit. Every home should have at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in just minutes. Your kit will be rushed to your door. Get $45 off at urgentcarekit.com/Stephanie. The promo code is Stephanie. Don't forget promo code Stephanie at urgentcarekit.com/Stephanie.